On the first Friday of November, New Braunfels holds a 10-day salute to sausage.
We love the Wurstfest!
Wurstfest is a unique Texas-sized celebration rich in German influence, like that of its host city. German immigrants settled New Braunfels in the mid-1800s. The festival started as a way to showcase the city's sausage-making heritage, but over the past decades, it has grown far beyond the casing. The Wurstfest Association oversees the festival.
And the 280 OPAs that are involved with the association, you know, as soon as this festival is over, we're already starting to plan and have meetings and talk about, okay, what did we do good? What did we do bad? What do we need to improve on? And so that's our major focus.
For Krieger and the association, the goal of Wurstfest is to keep New Braunfels close to its roots by sharing the very best of German food, beer, and polka music.
Texas, German heritage is alive and well because of the healthy diet of sausage and beer.
Vendors offer an array of traditional German merchandise and food, from collectible beer steins, Black Forest Kugelklocks, bratwurst, sauerkraut, and schnitzel. Of course, the festival wouldn't be complete without an endless flow of authentic German lagers and pilsners. Janet Williams is one of the 100,000 visitors who come annually to partake in the festivities. She's gone to Wurstfest for the past 40 years because of the fun and support it brings to New Braunfels.
I don't know, just the polka music and everybody gets so excited and, you know, the food is really good and it's just a lot of fun.
The race for the presidency is coming to an end, and Texans are split on who will be winning over the state come Election Day. In Austin, a Hillary Clinton store and headquarters has drawn in people from across the state. Workers say that shirts, mugs, buttons, as well as hundreds of yard signs have been flying off the shelves.
This place is nothing but a warehouse in East Austin, but for local Democrats, this place holds way more meaning.
The major loss Wendy Davis had in the election for governor in 2014 has not made a difference this year. With a recent visit from Vice President nominee Tim Kaine, campaign supporters are optimistic about a historic change in politics.
It really showed that the Clinton campaign is investing in Texas, that they aren't ignoring us, that they do see a future here and they do see Texas eventually turning blue, which is what we're seeing even this cycle.
Texas has remained a red state for many years. Some Republicans have spoken out about changing their party affiliation, but others remain loyal despite seeing a future of Texas turning blue.
I think everyone's pretty confident that we'll stay red and that it'll swing in Donald Trump's favor. But you won't hear me give Hillary Clinton very many compliments, but the woman is an incredible politician, and her team is great at what they do.
So far, the state has seen record early voter turnout in counties that typically lean Democrat, like Harris, Travis, and Bexar. Turnout is higher than it was in 2012. What this means for the election is hard to say, but Texas is a state worth watching on Tuesday night.
My name is John Meal. Currently I'm a metals major. Why I came to Texas State? Originally it was because I was interested in the communication design program. Thought I wanted to work with graphics and visual media and trying to communicate things visually to people via 2D and via media. After not too long, I figured out that I wasn't too fond of it and got thrown under the bus anyway by the program and ended up following my true passion of metals. I didn't really become totally interested in it until I was well into the program. I was taking Metals 2, and I realized how I was just able to tune everything else out when I worked with metal, how I was able to really just kind of seize the moment and just really let go of everything else that was going on around me. And I was able to get a lot done in a short amount of time. You know, I felt like that was something I wasn't able to do with anything else. I didn't have much focus for anything else. Didn't have much care. Or at least not as much as I do in this. And I just have become so intrigued by the process of it. Like, all my life I've drawn, but it becomes something else to just create something that exists in the world as a physical object. I mean, probably sounds pretty mundane to most people, but for me it's pretty rewarding to just go from drawing to materials to a finished item. And that item exists here. It exists right in front of you. It's an actual physical object. It's not on a plane, it's not on a screen, it's an object with all the dimensions you need. I definitely feel as if I was born in the wrong time era. I mean, all the technology we have nowadays, you know, there's some people like it, some people don't. I'm on the fence about it. I feel like it can be used for a good thing. But as far as this distancing that humanity has with the natural world and the old way of making things with your hands and actually repairing things and putting integrity and work into things, we're losing that. And it really bums me out. It makes me sad. And I like doing work, friction work. It makes me feel good to make things with my hands. And this is the metal studio. Pretty humble. Lots of toys.
This is the most dangerous, well, by people's opinions, this is the most dangerous tool in the whole studio. This wall's been painted over several times because there's blood all over it. Seriously? Yeah, I mean, this thing is going, I don't even know how fast this thing's going. That's why. It's a piece of coral and a block of acrylic, or resin. I've been trying my hand at resin casting. So this one didn't quite fit, which is why it's kind of cut off. But this one's just a tester piece. The real piece that I'm casting is a bird carcass.
Whenever I have to tell somebody what major I am, I'm always not sure what to say, because the natural reaction is, that's a major? That's a thing? Not very many people know about it. It's kind of like its own, it's just a lesser known community.
My name is Alexander Camelhair. I am a senior at Texas State University, working on a Bachelor's of Fine Arts with a metal specialization. You have to have a certain mentality to pursue this discipline, and I mean discipline very literally, because it's you have to be exceedingly mindful of what you're doing. In blacksmithing because of safety, but in all metalsmithing because it's a very detail-oriented field. It's not impossible to make a very comfortable living, but it's also not that common in the field. But for me, it's not that difficult to not spend money. There's a lot of things I think that people consume that just don't interest me. I don't need a new vehicle regularly. I don't need a big house. I'm more interested in the studio. I live in a trailer, and if I had a large studio. But I would like to make a living. I'd like to be able to cover medical costs, perhaps, you know, support a family. But you can, if you're smart and you're modest in your spending habits, I don't think that's a problem any more than any number of fields that aren't particularly high paying.
The fact that you're attaining skills that you don't need to buy this desk from IKEA, because you can make a desk that's better than IKEA. Like, that to me has more value and culture than just getting money just to spend it on an IKEA desk. For me, you know, I've talked about this existential journey that I feel like I have when I go through a process of design and creation and produce works for the world. It gives me a better understanding of things, and I'd really like to continue that. I've been looking into grad school, but like I said, there's a fork in the road. I can either go one route, the route where I can make more money, but won't get as much payoff from it, probably. I'll be making somebody else's stuff, not my stuff. And you know, I mean, you're always going to be doing somebody else's stuff to get money, right? You want to hear a really gross story? I found this dead hawk on the side of the road, and I cut one of its feet off. And I was going to cast it in bronze, and I dipped it in wax to seal it off to keep it from decaying. And when you store wax, you keep it in a little container of water. So I put it in the water, and a few days later I noticed that my desk smelled really bad. So I took it out, and it was really gross. So I put it out back to dry it out, and thought I could save it. So I was going to dip it in another coat of wax. So when I put it, it's just a crock pot full of hot wax. So when I put it in the crock pot full of hot wax, it exploded all over my face. Hot death wax. It stunk to high heaven, and the wax still smells. I haven't told anybody in here that's why the wax smells really bad. So don't put dead hawk feet in wax. That's the moral of this story.